Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am knitting a little bit of this little one that I started a little while ago. I'm just casting on the second side. And I'm using my own pattern. One there, I printed this out. I'm going to have to print this out again and make it into a folder one, a smaller one like that, so you have the picture on the front and the instructions all inside. I think these were ones when I was doing a little bit practice how to print them out, so I found out how to do them in the folder format. But that's what I'm doing at the moment. I finished the brown cardigan. This one. And there has been a slight little fault in the band. You can't see it very well here, but I'll show you I've made a little video showing you the what the cardigan looks like. And I was just happy to have that one finished. And I also had this one to do as well. It's a blanket for a doll's pram. You know, that's the way we used to put the blankets in. The top used to be folded down like that, and that's all I've done is a garter stitch just for a doll's pram. This, so it's quite small. I've just knitted it this way, garter stitch, and then just crocheted, done a double crochet all the way around it, and then done a little bit frill on the top bit. This was for the lady. I did another doll's pram blanket for her a little while ago, and two little baby cardigans I did for her at the same time. And she was the mother of one of my old next door neighbours, and she had come up from Wales. She comes up to her daughters every year, and when I took the other ones down to her, she asked me to do another doll's pram one. But she was only up for a certain length of time, and I knew I wouldn't get it finished by the time she was going back down home again. So I just forgot about it. Actually, then I got a message the other day asking me if I had done the blanket for her. Oh God, I forgot all about it. Because I explained, I said that I didn't think I would, well, I knew I couldn't get it done in time for her going back home, but she said she still wanted it anyway. So anyways, it was an order from quite a while ago. It only took me a couple of nights to knit it. I think I knit half of it one night and the other half the next night. After I finished the brown one, I did that. So it didn't take very long. And there's only just over 100 gram ball of that that yarn from Aldi's, you know, that mixy stuff. There's only one ball of that in it with, I think there's 117 grams in it, so it didn't take very much. So it didn't take very much time, that amount of wool. So anyway, I'm just going to show you a better view of what they look like. I've made a little video. Well, this is the finished brown cardigan. It's a little mistake I made on the band. You can just see there. I must have done the wrong stitch, not being able to see with it being so dark. But I didn't see that till after I had sewn it all up. And no way was I taking it down. It's finished now, and that's it. Coffee stain buttons. Not as dark as the cardigan, but they're okay. They're better than the being very light. And the blanket for a doll's pram. It's just ordinary garter stitch, crocheted all around the edge with the top frill on. You know, we used to put our blankets like that on the pram for our kids. That's to be sent off for the lady who I did the last one for, and I forgot all about it. And as you can see on that little video where I showed you the little fault in the band, I didn't see that. It must have been with the dark wool, and it was dark day, because it was just yesterday when I finished it off, and it was just dark all day yesterday. Even with the light on I couldn't see very well, and I must have done finished one row where I should have started with a knit, and I must have started with a purl. Knit a few rows and did the same again, so there's actually two little lines where you can see where the knitting changes, but I had sewn it up and there was no way was I going to take that out and do it again. And that cardigan, I hate doing cardigans where the bands are part of the, especially a V-neck. A button-up's alright, but a V-neck where you do the band in the rib and then put those extra stitches onto a pin until you come to do the band, and it is very hard because you have to knit two sides, you know, knit one side and the other side and meet up the back of the neck, and then you have to join them at the back of the neck. And when you do that, when you're knitting them, it's very hard to get the V shape like it should be, straight up like that. I had an awful lot of trouble. I had to keep pulling rows out and adding rows and doing, because one side was coming out bigger. So when you'd done the V up like that, one side was sticking further out than the other side, and it took me a long time to get it to match. And I wish I'd remembered when I did that cardigan all those years ago that I hadn't knit those extra stitches. I did the band in one go and stitched it on all the way around. I wish I'd remembered that, but it had been that long since I had made it when my kids were little. I think my oldest one was 6 when I knit it, and the younger one was 4. And something else, if I'd really looked at that pattern, the pattern told you to use 4.5mm. Well, it had the old sizes, needle size 7 and 9, size 7, 9 for the ribs, and 7 for the body, which is 4.5mm and 3.79mm. And I think I knit the first one, was supposed to be for my oldest, for the older boy, and I knit it with the size needles he said, and it came out too small for him. And it should have fit him because he was only in a 26-inch, but it didn't measure what it was supposed to measure. And it ended up for my younger son. So when I knit the second one, I did a larger size needle. I did the 5mm and the 4mm for the rib. And if I'd looked really close at that pattern, I had it actually faintly written down that I'd changed the size of the needles, only I never really looked. So if I ever knit that again, it will be done on the larger size needles, and it will be done with the single band all the way around instead of the stitches on the part of the rib, because I think even the two fronts I think could have done with a couple of extra stitches, because I don't think the fronts were wide enough for the pattern, because the pattern, the back only had the pack. I only look on the back here. The back only has those 2 cables. Well, when you do cables, it pulls your work in, so you have to add extra stitches. But the 2 front pieces, now I had the actual number of stitches for that you would do for any cardigan, about half the number of stitches for the back, but you had 2 cables on each side of the front, so it was pulling it in a little bit more. And I did notice, because I notice more things now than I used to when I was a lot younger, and that the sides actually pull in from the side. the side seam comes into the front a bit, because there should have been a couple more stitches on each side because of those cables, that extra cable on the front. So I think if I do that again, I'll work that out for myself as well, I think. But that's me. I'm going to find fault with anything. And I'll be going to my granddaughter's this afternoon, but I'm doing a little bit of this one too. This is the next one I'm going to finish, but that one is going to go up on my shop, and I will sell it probably, because of that little fault in the band. I would probably sell it for a little bit less than I would normally. But it's going up on my Etsy shop. I'm going to take 1 or 2 photos of it and get it up on the shop. And it's a good 26 inch. It's going to fit a 4 to a 6 year old probably. So that's my little bit for today. So I'll catch up with you another time. So thumbs up and subscribe. Bye for now.